Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be going through 2 things that you shouldn't be doing while PvPing in Lost Ark. So we are once again running the Scrapper. We have a Soulfist Artillerist on our team and the enemy team have a Sorceress, Berserker and War Dancer combo. Now, we are still early days. I'm grade 7 here on this server, similar grade on EU Central. But we are still making plenty of mistakes and I think it's very, very healthy to look at your own mistakes, see where you can improve, and hopefully you can improve from the same thing. So here I do the same thing I do basically every game, arcing around the back, looking for an engage onto their back line, trying to get some knockdowns, trying to disrupt their engagement. We get a nice little engagement off here, but here's the first mistake. I just walk blindly into CC, and this is something that you are going to be picking up as you play more. You're going to be spotting more of these abilities that you shouldn't be walking into, but that one's very obvious, that sort of fire carpet that she lays down. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have been caught out of that, or if at least I should have activated one of my sort of CC immunity skills. They talk about CC in different tiers in this game. Tier 1 is stagger, so that little flamethrower that was going on there, that was staggering me. Tier 2 is knock up, knock down, knock back, stuff like that. So that big beam that was coming out there, that was a knockback. That's a tier 2 type of CC. And then tier 3 are your stuns, your freezes and stuff like that. You'll get used to all that sort of stuff. But here you go, multiple times while I've been talking, you've been seeing me sort of try to push the engage coming in at the front. This is me not learning from my own things and not trying to find the right sort of engagement, just running straight through the middle, and lo and behold, there I go, right through the middle and die. I dashed in with an ability, I still had 2 dodges up, I still had my Rising Fist up, my W. This class has a lot of mobility. I used one thing, immediately got hit with CC and just dealt with it. Here you go, I do immune a pull there with my E skill. And that's something that I do want to focus on more, is trying to use some of my skills that I know have some tier of immunity to dodge out enemy immunity, enemy CC rather, and turn damage back on top of them. And in terms of the Scrapper, their E is probably the best case of that. Me just trying to look at the background here, this is what I should sort of be doing, and I do pull out at just the right time. But then, once again, I'm diving through 3 people to get to this person. I feel like I should have had a bit more patience, gone around the side. I didn't get called out for it there, but against a better team, I would have been caught. So we're now just looking for the 2v1. We're trying to take advantage of the fact that it's a 3v2 in general, but we haven't really capitalized because I got hit by a big CC. One thing I did well there, and that you'll see me do a little bit more as we get into this, and some, but it's still something I do quite wrong, is holding your stand-up. If you don't need to use your stand-up, you don't necessarily have to spend it every time. There I go, just completely whiffing a skill, getting caught by a knockdown. But yeah, if you don't need to use your stand-up, like here, I'm perfectly safe. And my team is perfectly safe. The example from before, and the examples you'll see throughout this game, I don't use my stand-up because I am safe. But my team is in trouble, and I probably should have stood up to help them. However, the game is going quite well because while I'm making mistakes, so are the enemy team. And they're standing in a lot of our damage quite regularly. Especially mine. I've somehow got 3 kills here just because while I am making these ballsy mistakes, I'm being caught out of position. I'm making sure to dish out damage. And here I think they stand in my ult. No, I just completely whiff it. That was, yeah, an unfortunate ult. You're supposed to set that up with CC, but there's another issue I had. Here's some really nice damage that I get off. Very, very lucky I didn't get picked there. But that was a sort of Hail Mary. I was pretty sure I was going to die, so I just went in. At this point, I should be staying safe. It's 5-6. We could win, so long as I don't die. If I die here, it's completely over. Trying to CC them in front of the Artillerist tower, and I do. Okay, it's 6-6. If I die here, it's over. I should play safe. I'm not going to be able to help these guys get a pick. I need to stay back for 5 seconds. Please don't go and die. Okay, it looks like we're safe. We've got the overtime. Alright, now I should be able to go in. We can both jump on the Sorceress and try and pick her off. I get the knock. Okay, I'm playing carefully around the back here. Oh, but I do get caught there. With only 20 seconds left, we have quite a few low players, so we should be able to clean up. But you see, again, I keep engaging through the front of them. I keep engaging where there are 1 or more people in my way, and that is not helping. Like here, I'm trying to jump on this person, but they've obviously got the back of their Sorceress. I should be trying to pick people off to the side, or pick people off by themselves, and we end up losing this game. It was a tricky game to play. Definitely a lot of CC. Sorceresses are difficult to get on top of. although fun once you do get on top of them. All right, moving into game number 2. This time we have another Scrapper and a Paladin on our team, so very frontline, very bulky. So we should be able to commit a little bit more. But I wonder if this is going to be one of those games that, you know, maybe I get a little ballsy. You know, I've got a lot of support, I've got a lot of frontline. Maybe I'll go charging in when I necessarily shouldn't. We're against a Berserker, Deathblade, and Sorceress, so plenty of damage coming out on the other team. So I do actually I do need to be careful about my engages in this game. Sorceress is easily the best sort of target for me to jump on. Deathblade has a lot of counter initiation. If I can get around the side and get onto the Sorceress, that's ideal. Deathblade is kind of staring me down at this point. So I'm not necessarily committing to the fight. I'm letting the Berserker just charge in and hit shields and do nothing. I am trying to engage this Deathblade here, but I get completely caught out by myself. Thankfully, I eventually use my stand-up and then go back in, even though my stand-up's down, on top of the Berserker. Using my tier 2 immunity. That's good. Now I need to get out. Okay. I do have a little bit of shielding. Again, going on the Berserker, it's not a great priority target. I get stunned in the middle of my my death rattle. Fortunately, my stand-up is back off cooldown. So that feels like it's on a long cooldown, but it is only like 12 seconds, so don't feel too bad about using it. Especially for taking damage. However, this whole time, there is another 1v1 going on, which we're kind of winning. So, you know, while I'm not making the best plays, while I'm fighting someone I necessarily shouldn't be, because we're all frontline, someone's got to fight that Berserker. So it may as well be me. I get the nice leap and pin on the Sorc there to finish her off. That death rattle was going nowhere, unless maybe I was hoping that the Berserker would sort of charge into it, but you should never hope that they're going to walk back into things, because against a better opponent, they won't. That was a nice bit of damage from my Rising Fist. Nice knockdown straight into the Earth Shadow there, or whatever that's called. That was a nice little combo. That was a decent play from me. Probably the best play of this game so far. It took me, what, until the last minute and a half to really get into things as I get another nice combo. So, we started off engaging on the wrong target. We had a couple of ballsy engages. We've been running through the middle of 3 people again this game. But we're starting to hit our stride. We're starting to come around the sides. We're picking off certain people. We're not over-committing unless we have immunity, like right there. So, I guess the real takeaway for me from this game, at least, is that I can overcommit. I can be that sort of, I don't know, very ballsy, backline diving type. I can even dive through lots of people, but it needs to be calculated. I can't just do it off cooldown like this. Me trying to take on 2 people, I'm going to get myself in a lot of trouble. I will leap over that very fortunately. Here I'm using my ultimate for the CC immunity, which I think it has. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And one of them walks back into it, so that's great for us. And actually, we're 6-1 up this game. That's in part due to the fact that we have a really good support and 2 front lines. We're a very tanky team to take down. And the enemy team, like I said before, while I've been making mistakes, they've also been making a fair number of mistakes. But goddamn, if this game should not be 6-2. I feel like we should be doing a lot worse with the amount of the lack of impact I feel like I've had in places. I have had some really, really nice Earthbreakers, my E, or whatever that's called. I'm not going to get caught by that, am I? No. Ooh, that was close. Now we see a knockdown Sorceress. We're going to go for the Death Rattle just off someone else's knockdown. That's one thing that I wish I did more, is link up with other people's CC. I very much play my own game at this point. This is a team game, though. This is a 3v3. If you should play around your allies. If they get a knockdown, you should play off of it. It's almost the inverse of how I play Scrapper. I like to try and pin people down, and if my party isn't there to sort of act on them, I will try to. But I spend most of my games just trying to knock people down. Another bit of a ballsy attack there, right in the face of 2 of them. But I have my Paladin stood right behind me. Nice knockdown into a little small combo. Not quite enough for the kill, but we're going to the last few seconds here, and we're 8-2 up. This game is, for all intents and purposes, over. I just want to show you that there's definitely space to improve, even when winning this hard. Like, I definitely had poor target selection for the first half of this game, had poor engagement strategies for the first half of this game, and it was what, we were like 1-0 up for the first half. As soon as I changed those engagement strategies, I go on the Sorceress, I go around the side, avoiding that Deathblade that can knock me up. Suddenly, we're skyrocketing, and there we go. MVP, most damage done. That's just how it is. So hopefully that was useful for you. I know there's a lot of things I could be cleaning up, and there's a lot of mechanics I could be cleaning up. That's not what necessarily I'm worried too much about. Again, it's more, we're focusing here on this channel, at least for now, on game sense and awareness and learning to play the core of the game itself rather than learning specific matchups or anything like that. So if you are enjoying this, be sure to check out the other video we did, actually. We did another one of these where we looked at the sort of the highlights, positioning, importantly, was something I was pretty good at the beginning. So go check this out if you're struggling in PvP, and I'll catch you over there.